Okay, hello y'all. Welcome to this. I actually wasn't planning on doing because I don't know. I was planning to just see you guys before the arena again, but I was sitting on my back porch. Context: this is right before district selections. For context, but honestly, there's been a lot of just stuff happening. But I don't want this to be a gameplay analysis. I want this to be more so my thoughts on y'all. My current, just this is more of an emotional letter than a gameplay analysis letter. I'm going to be looking also more so at what I feel like your winner's story is. And in a lot of ways, I think that's honestly how to play games. I mean, ultimately, these game shows that we watch are shows, and they're casting archetypes, and archetypes do well, etc. Except that's literally how I play Survivor. I've won quite a good little good bit of games in Survivor, if I do say so myself. So I like to think that I have a decent idea of what I'm talking about, and it's usually why I'm able to read these games so well. And I believe currently all the players that have gone home I've put in D tier, so I'm doing pretty decent. I'm gonna toot my own horn right now. But with that, let's get into it. First, I'm gonna move our dead people. It's unlikely that our dead players probably watch far into it. Ruben, I was sad to see go. I feel like Ruben, you either get Ruben or you don't get Ruben's humor, and he just his tribe just didn't get it. Jennifer, I talked about Jennifer a lot earlier, so I don't really have much else to say about Jennifer. We lost Missy. Missy was not happy when she was at home. I was sad to see Missy go, but honestly, I did kind of see it coming just based off of the activity level. I'm not in one-on-one, so I don't know that extent, but you have to understand how it comes off. If you're not replying to people, their perception of you is you're not around. And that's just it. Like, in a lot of ways, in the narrator, I feel like I'm reading two books. It's like the storyline, different, like...
Home plus auto equals savings. That
Home
makes
plus
a lot
auto
of
equals
sense.
savings! Not the ad. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. That threw off my train of thought. So let's get into it. Rayanne, I love Rayanne, but her gameplay has just not really been it for me right now. I'm gonna put her in C tier because it was really impressive how her whole game was like about to end. Out of nowhere, really. I mean, I put her in C tier last time, but it was like kind of out of nowhere. I thought she was playing this under the radar, safe game to get through Survivor, and I thought it was working. But then it was like, but then Louise pretty much was like, "Hey, I don't want. Let's do Missy." And then everyone else was like, "Oh yeah, I'd rather do Missy instead." Is kind of what happened. So I was like, "Okay, there's that social game," but like, it was like that interception. It was crazy to see. But Rand is not giving me a lot. Rand doesn't give me all the tea in her confessional. A lot of people don't talk about Rand, so I mean, good under the radar storyline maybe developing here for Rand, but it's not. It's not giving me the life I want it to at the moment. Which, speaking of Quentin, right now I feel like his winner equity is like zero. Quentin, like, he is playing like Pretty Boy the game, and it's like it could work. And honestly, it could be very slay at the end, but he's playing very slow right now. I don't even know if he's like at the game time is unfortunate. You know, he is EST, so he's 3 hours behind. So as soon as he's getting off work is when the stuff happens. But I want more from Quentin because I know he can give it. But I'm ready to just see him in Hunger Games. I think this is where Quentin's storyline starts to form. So Quentin, I'm rooting for you, but right now you're not giving me the life that I need. Chadwick is so interesting. I'm gonna put Chadwick in C because Chadwick was in his altar complaining like, I don't like when people message me. Like, I like it when I can like be good. And yes, I agree. I'm 100% that same way. But it's also like, Chadwick, y'all have not voted yet. Like, you gotta at least stick it out till you vote with people, you know, because there is no proof in the pudding until people vote together. But then I also have, on the flip side, people who are like, I have no idea what Chadwick's doing. He's not talking to me. So it's like, Chadwick, what is going on? What is going on? It just leaves me with a question mark, which is pretty funny. So yeah, see, you know, I don't feel And definitely Lizzie. Oh my god, talk about how I talk good about Lizzie. Little do I know, cut to like probably 4 or 5 minutes ago in the video. Cut to now. Little do I know, as I'm filming this, a whole Alliance chat is throwing Lizzie under the bus and is ready to vote her out. They literally then decide they're gonna float her name. I was so shocked. I could not believe it. I'm like, what? Okay. So yeah, that's kind of it with Lizzie. Her storyline is honestly going to be the exact same storyline she had in Murdered in Her Party 3, where she almost went out the door at the very beginning and didn't. It's giving winner edit, it's giving winner equity, it's already won her a game, like, uh-oh, y'all, I don't know. Like, obviously this has no actual impact, but, like, I see it for her, I can see it. Destiny, honestly, it was me and my brain talking about Destiny that made me want to get up off of the back porch and come in here and film this, because I already am putting money on Destiny, like early money. I'm not really wanting to put anybody in S tier yet because it is Hunger Games, but I'm putting Destiny in A tier because I thought Destiny was going to go home in Survivor. I thought these cast is either going to decide they want to play with Destiny or not. And they have decided they want to play with Destiny. So now they're going to play with Destiny. And Destiny wins games. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of game to play, but I'm feeling good. Destiny's winner edit is already looking great. Like, out the gate powerhouse, finding an idol, being willing to play it on someone else, going through Hunger Games a winner. She also has the biggest advantage as a winner because we're doing the same advantages and as her season, so she's seen them in play. Yeah, that's kind of it. Nicole, oh, she impressed me today. She sent a confessional to her chat where she was like, Mitchell has no idea that I'm up to his games. And that's exactly what I wanted to hear, because Mitchell, as far as I can tell, has no idea that Nicole has any clue about the games, which was so great. I love it. I like that narratively. Like, alright! Same thing with Nicole as Destiny. Y'all, Nicole, you're gonna play with Nicole. Alright, you're gonna play with Nicole. And the only thing is I'm a little less confident in Nicole's Hunger Games skills than Destiny's. That's just the truth. Sorry, Nicole. Next is Henry. Oh, Henry. Archetype narratively, I just have such a hard time seeing Henry winning. Just because Henry is the Marianne to a certain extent, but Marianne is sweet. Henry is a little more snarky, a little more show-offy, a little more aggressive, which I like. But it's still giving Dyson Hunger Games, like, as Henry would put it. So Henry, if you could get through Hunger Games, because Henry, you know that your Hunger Games is bad. You know it's bad. You know it is. So if you can get through Hunger Games, I will about face on Henry. But until then, and let's not forget that Henry was inactive at the finale of freaking Murders in Outer Space, basically. Not necessarily, but low key. He was winning them comps and he was like, alright, bye, see you guys in the next round. Which, great work, but we'll have to see. I need to see Henry get through Hunger Games. Shane is giving really good early game villain, but I just don't see how Shane gets to the end just off of his gameplay right now. Like, Shane is on everybody's mind. He's in Mitchell's mind, in Mitchell's mouth a lot. Shanika was talking to her alter today. She was like, damn, Mitchell will not get off Shane. Because Mitchell's hosted Shane, and Mitchell's seen Shane, which is very smart and valid. But Shane... I want Shane's winner edit to be he took the notes, he didn't have a reaction to everything, he leveled up his gameplay and snatched the win. But... will we get that? I don't know. Shane's also not historically done too good in Hunger Games. And so, that's that. Mitchell, Mitchell, Mitchell. Mitchell, I'm so invested in Mitchell's gameplay. Narratively, Mitchell's got everything it takes to win a game and be a good winner because he plays so much. He plays so ridiculously. He plays, it's like, it is a special brew. And it's funny because I feel like Slade's orgs in general brings its own special sauce. And so when you bring your own sauce to the soup kitchen, it's like we get a splash of flavors, and it is like, I'm eating it up. That's all I can say. Will Mitchell win? Oh, Mitchell, you have so many people in this cast mad at you. Oh, I have no idea. And this isn't a gameplay analysis, but I'm invested. Mitchell. Also, I'm invested in Lana. I've been invested in Lana since day one when she got taken by the Hunger Games wheel. Because Lana's whole storyline in season of Safe Room was, I want to be vulnerable. I want to be on the ground working day one. And so but she also found all the powers. Basically. So then it's hilarious that the power then picks Lana to force her to change her gameplay from the jump. Like, just total luck. It's like, what in the... And going straight into a format she's never played before. Like, Lana, if she gets through Hunger Games, y'all better watch out. And I can see it happening. Here's how Lana gets through Hunger Games. Lana needs to be in this is very early predictions, but this is assuming Lana gets no concept of the format and still has no idea what to do going into it, which I don't think she will. I think she's smarter than that, but we'll see. Hunger Games is its own beast. She needs to be just in a group that has a good amount of people and pray that her social game, which I think it is good enough for them to kill this person, and then Lana. And then boom, you just got to the amount necessary. Which you guys are theorizing about the amount necessary. And, I am high. So I don't have my notes in front of me. But I believe you're going down to 15. And the other, 18, 17. No. 9 people are going to die if I'm doing my math correctly. So, yeah. Yeah, y'all are going to... It's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be a slaughter. And you guys have no idea. I feel... It's so... This is this is the real more of an emotional peek behind the curtain segment, and this is where the evil laughter happens, and the crackle, and the Saw music plays. Oh, God. But you guys are getting your whole own winter wall post, because I understand that you guys are going to have to work to get this win, but it's going to be fun along the way, and I'm going to be very chill and accommodating, and I think that's why people like the games and are willing to invest in the games. I don't know. But, yeah, it's gonna take a lot. So you're gonna get a big shiny post. Because a whole bunch of people else die. Now I need water. So hold on. Okay, I have water. Next is Melissa. Melissa is in a bad spot right now, just gameplay wise for a second. She, for some reason, exposed the alliance. She didn't want it, but it kind of came out that she made the chat, so no one was really believing her from the other side. I think that's kind of made people mad at her. I think Melissa can overcome it, and I've always invested in Melissa's storyline because Melissa always does well and dies at the end. So she won first place at the talent show, gets through a vote, no votes against her, obviously, I don't know, it's giving Melissa's normal edit, which could finally be All-Stars, she wins it. So I'm invested, but I'm also not sure we're going to get a full season of those episodes. I'm not sure yet, so we'll have to see. Dominic's storyline from the jump is proven that he deserved to win Slasher because there's a lot of conversation that Dominic was, because he had a lot of votes, but that it was a bad final 2, basically, is the rumor. Which is, pseudo-true. I do think Dominic sat against the one person he needed to win, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So, boom, bam. But I would love to see Dominic really play a different dominant game and win this one. Like, wow, what an unexpected edit. And, you know, Dominic, I think, is doing pretty good. I don't know. I'm always rooting for Dominic. So, go Dominic. Dominic would be the winner that a lot of people wouldn't bet on. And so he's already the underdog. So that's your edits, Dominic. And I always love an underdog. Shanika's edit is giving best player of the game. Like, sorry you guys, Shanika's playing circles around everybody, and you may not agree, and I may be proven wrong, but Shanika's in just enough and out of just enough that it's getting her all the information she needs with none of the accountability. Because how many of y'all know that Shanika voted Missy? How many of you knew, and when did you find out? I'm curious. And she's got away with it clean. Nobody's knowing. So clean that Melissa doesn't even necessarily know she did it. Which, you know, whatever. But Shanika is doing great. I think Shanika is doing great. Raquel, I think, is on to Shanika. But Shanika's... I'm invested. And damn am I always invested in Tammy. Because Tammy still has the same storyline as Melissa. Where they get so far and then lose. And, you know... Narratively, Tammy was freaking Romeo'd by this Juliet because Tammy and Melissa had a final 2-pact in the Hunger Games and she killed Tammy. So it's like, so, and then Melissa lost. So then they both lost. So it's like, so I'm rooting for both of them for the same reason. 7:30. All right. Next, Belinda. Yeah, Belinda's winner equity is always high. Belinda always has a high winner edit because she always is the winner. I think what's great about this and why I'm really invested in Belinda in this game is because, you know, when you face Belinda in Survivor, you're expecting Belinda Survivor. But now we're seeing Belinda on all these different fronts. And if Belinda gets to the end and wins this, she not only proves that, yeah, I'm a badass in what I do well, but she can also prove I'm a badass in what I don't do. And that is huge winner energy that I'm invested in. I'm invested! Next is Raquel. Raquel, I wish would give me more updates. And she's also playing a little bit under the radar right now. So Raquel's giving sleeper, assassin energy. But again, Raquel, I want to see Raquel do well in Hunger Games. But it's hard for me to put her past I mean, she literally rapped about it. Like, and it was great. But I just need to see Raquel get through Hunger Games. And then we can see that storyline start to develop more. Allie is giving also a great storyline because she gets through the form, you know, Survivor, and now we're getting to Hunger Games, but she self-admitted that she's not great at combat in Hunger Games, which is like hilarious because she's a winner. But it's like, so you would think, oh, she's just great at combat, but it's like, no, there's a lot of ways to win Hunger Games. But this, she's worried about, is going to be a more combat-focused game, and it probably is. So it would be great to see Allie come in as a winner, and like, boom, I can do this too. Look at this other thing. But Allie is also someone who is notorious for crashing her own game at the last minute. So I'm nervous to invest myself because I will be so sad. So I'm putting Allie in C. Like, I could see Allie having this great, you know, stuff, but that's... Now, Sarah is... Okay, it is, like, so conflicting because I can't tell with Sarah because Sarah and Lizzie are so tied together, like, in this game, but not in a good way anymore. It's like they both kind of want each other out. No one trusts each other because of those two. Like, it's, like, become a really... This connection has become bad for both of them in this game because they were unfairly paired together from the jump. Which, there's no real solution to this, unfortunately, y'all. It just happens sometimes. But, that's bad for both of them. But Sarah doesn't talk as much in her altar. People don't talk about Sarah as much. She's not giving what I need from her yet. So I'm putting her in the, with Quentin. And it's like, I want more from my winner edit from these two. And I know they have it in them, and there's so much more game to play. Stephanie is honestly being the social queen that she always is. And if she gets through, I mean, honestly, this is about Stephanie proving how well do you do in Hunger Games. And I think we're about to see that. And I'm honestly unsure. We're so early in it. So if Stephanie can get through Hunger Games, her winner equity, her whole storyline becomes so much juicier. But we got to get there first. I like William. And I would like to see William win All Stars because I would love to see him get through his curse storyline. And I think it could happen. I really do. And he is great about giving us his perspective. He is definitely a character in this game, and I appreciate that. And so I like William's giving winner energy, like a lot. And you know who else is Paul. Oh my god, Paul gives daily almost like 15-minute confessionals, and I watch them every single day. I look forward to hearing Paul has a good POV on the game. He has a pretty good read for the most part. It's like I'm getting his whole own perspective because he's giving it to me so consistently that it's like, okay, like narratively in the story of the game, you get like your own pillar, like to a certain, in my mind. Where it's like, all right, I'm rooting for Paul. Paul's seeing what he needs to do, doing it. He's making the right moves. You're seeing when like, you really get to see it, and I'm invested. I would have never expected that Paul would be such a good talker in confessionals. All Paul was like, what? So yeah. And Paul's a winner at Hunger Games, but Paul has only came back once and got blown up in the cornucopia. So I am curious to see, because Paul, Paul beat Lillian. He like, not a lot of people can say that, literally. So, considering that's the 2-time winner. So I don't know. That's always something you got to think about. Luis, I'm invested in because Luis has his own POV on the game. Luis, though, I feel like is just... But, so here's the thing. Luis wins All-Stars games. If there's something Luis is going to do is he's going to pull up to the game, see the cast, and get to the end. Because he did it in one page that we don't talk about anymore. There's Amigos. Like, Luis hits All-Stars games running, and I think it's because he has such a good POV, and like Luis is just emotional enough that people will discount some stuff that he's doing, like, oh, he's just being, Luis. But there is a method to the madness that at least if it gets him to the end of the game, he's doing it right. And it seems that he does do it right in these types of All-Stars games. I'm invested. I'm also really invested in his story with Raquel. The brother-sister dynamic, obviously it's going to have to end at some point. Unless they take 2 of the final 3 seeds. But, also, sorry, I meant to put him next to Tammy. Next is Billy. Billy, again, I need more from Billy. Billy doesn't really give us... Billy's like a 2-minute confessional. It's like, yes, Billy! And then he just sang. It's like, Billy... This isn't A, gonna get you any points, and B, it's like, this isn't what I'm wanting. Like, give me your perspective. I don't, like, Billy's a huge question mark. I know he's calling people, I know he's doing stuff, but it's not really giving winner energy. It's giving messy character energy. And last is Max. Max is, like, not around. There's really no hard... Max is probably the most inactive player in the game in terms of group chats, in terms of altar usage and that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of Max, so it's not that I'm not invested in Max. I just don't see Max winning the game right now. Like, I don't see anyone in D tier currently winning the game. C tier, it's like, all right, I'm seeing it brewing. B tier, it's like, okay. A tier, it's like front runners for me. That's just kind of it. This is my more emotional take on the game, my more personal thoughts versus analyzing the gameplay and, yada. I don't know how else to describe it. There's a little bit more different here. This is a lot more of my thought this is a lot more my opinion versus like my, okay, based off of XYZ. Also, this isn't more so based off of your gameplay, Because trust me, not everyone in A tier is playing a A tier game, gameplay wise, or B, etc., etc. But this is just kind of like, okay, I'm seeing that winner edit. I'm seeing that, like, I'm seeing what your winner storyline would be. And yeah, that's it. We've got district selection soon, so that's exciting. Bye.